I want to quickly talk about customizing the way the screen looks in Lesson Launchpad. So first of all, you can change the way the screen looks one way by just the different types of boxes you add here. One of the boxes that you can add is a multi-box. So if you're curious how to get the stacked box look like this, and you can choose any box type. These are just text editor boxes. This is a multi-box, so you can add that by going to Launch, add content box, and then scrolling over to multi-box. And then once you click that, it'll ask you to pick which boxes you want to use. You can also resize these panels. So if you hover in between two of them, you'll see you get like a little arrow thing. If you click and drag that, you can resize them to be whatever you want. You can move them up, move them down to get all sorts of custom looks there. Also, in terms of just the screen, you do have the option to have the scrolling marquee up here and the clock. You can turn these off by going to the Add Edit screen, going to the class you want to turn them off for, and then unchecking the marquee and the clock option. And you'll see when you go back to the screen that now those are gone and you have more screen real estate. Speaking of screen real estate, if you want to get rid of the navigation bars, you can obviously go to full screen, and that'll just take up the full screen, but it'll show the navigation bars. You can click this little tab right here, and it'll get rid of those bars altogether. So you can have even more screen real estate if that's what you're after. So I'm going to bring our announcements and our clock back now. Our marquee and our clock. And now let's talk about customizing the clock. So the clock, if you hover over the marquee and the clock, you'll see you get a little pencil button here. You can click Edit. You've got different clock faces that you can use. Some have a date, some have a clock, just whatever you want there. You can also change the language down here, and this is where you can change the font color of the clock, which is useful when you change the background color of the clock, and I'm going to show you how to do that here in just a second. This is probably pretty self-explanatory, but when you create a new announcement, you've got a little formatting toolbar here where you can change the color, you can highlight stuff, different fonts, all of that. So that's where you do that at. Going back over here, I think I've covered everything I need to cover except colors. So when you want to change the color of something, the background of the class, the announcements marquee, and then the clock, those are all done from the launch button and then change background. And you'll see you've got the three tabs up here, so it defaults to background. So right now, if we pick one of these colors, you see the screen turn to this pink color. You've got all sorts of options here, gradients, different styles, all sorts of fun things. And you'll see at the top you can upload your own. So we'll just go with red for now. Why not? Actually, let's go with black. That'll be fun. Yeah, there we go. And we're going to go ahead and set up kind of like a look where just a really kind of bright in your face look here. So that's how you do that. And then each text box or each content box, you can change the color of by clicking the drop down, clicking change background. And so now we can match the overall look there for each of these. And you can get this sort of look. So obviously a very different look than what we started with. I do want to show off one other cool new thing that is a recent addition, and that is the option to have these be transparent. So just bear with me here, and I'm going to kind of set this look up because I do think it's very unique and kind of cool looking. So we're going to choose transparent for all of these. Then we're going to go down here. We're going to set our announcements to transparent and our clock to transparent. And now we're going to pick a gradient background because I think this looks really cool with a gradient background. And so now you can get something like this. And so, you might want to now change your fonts to white, that sort of thing. Or you could just use perhaps a lighter gradient background that looks a little bit better with that particular color. So, yeah, those are all your options for customizing the look of Lesson Launchpad. Do be aware that each class keeps its own styles. So for example, if I went to another class right now, you'll see like this one looks completely different And so each class gets its own background colors and all of that. So that is how to customize the look of Lesson Launchpad.